And I guess that means we're live for week 9 of SATAL. I'm joined today by the quota crazy Russian I found, which is Lazy Seal.
You found.
Yeah, I found, like, I went on Google, quota Russian, knows DCS. And, like, first result was you.
And in my KGB headquarters, I had like a notification.
Someone Googled me.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
So you don't know Michael Buffer, and it's a shame.
yeah,
We were about to introduce the teams in a Buffer style, like, are you ready for Rumble?
Yeah, I
Yep.
guess that kind of. We can try next time, but I will do my research by then. But yeah, it's kind of funny how we had like until week 7, I think we only had mixed teams. Like we had no pure flanker versus pure eagle fight. I think so, at least. And now we have 2 weeks one in a row. Like last week it was ITGC versus SF. And this week we have 51st versus the 104th. The big matchups. Well, gonna be interesting how that plays out today.
I think last time when 104 were flying, Stooge was in Sukhoi, right?
Yeah, the first match they flew, I think he was flying SU-27 or 33, I'm not sure. I think it was a flanker, 27. Like, it was definitely a flanker, but I think it was a 27, not a...
I think it was 33, actually. He likes it because of AoE. I don't know, he's calculating, his stuff, as Stooge does.
By the way, stream, if anything is broken sound-wise or anything, just let me know. Just shout loud enough, like we're running a 30-second delay. And let me know, and I will try to fix it to the best of my abilities. So, yeah, let's see. 104th is currently spooling at Minvodi. The setup today is again pretty flat ground. The same we flew against ITGC. It's makeup versus Vodi. Total distance is again roughly 114 nautical miles. And the weather, as we saw earlier, like we can see that here, but like also from the AOX perspective, like there's like nothing, like it's clear and basically no weather to speak of. And the stream is asking for the roaster. I guess that's a good idea. Let me see here. From the 51st, we have Malta, Yaga, Technitinium, Rage, Slutcher, and Frosty. From the 104th, we have Stooge, Spade, Knight, Blaze, Blackbird, and Fallen. I'm not sure who is doing alert ATC for the 51st side, but as far as I know, for 104th, Tiger's doing their GCIing today.
Fallen was in the last match, or it's his first match?
I think he was in the I'm pretty sure he was in the last match. Pretty sure.
Yes, he's doing a lot of hours in the recent year.
Yeah, definitely is. I see him pretty regularly flying on the 104th.
And the call signs for the 51st, you see they split into C and B section. I didn't see that in their last match, I think.
Yeah, I think they didn't. I know that they do like those flight setups usually, like most definitely usually, but I think last time they didn't have it in their DCS nicknames. And we're experiencing some buffering, which is not good. Yeah, let me see if I can fix that.
Put your shit together.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah, so it's not a problem in the upstream. I guess I will really quickly reduce the streaming bandwidth and hope that fixes it. So stand by 30 seconds. Okay, and I reduced bitrate. Sorry for that hiccup. Usually I stream with that and it's perfectly fine, but somehow this time it didn't like it and did start dropping networking traffic. I blame Russian IP range bands. So that's the only thing that changed since then. So the 104 is lined up pretty tightly here, like very tightly actually on the runway. Yeah, 2-3 ships as it looks, same as we deducted from the 51st nicknames. Currently the 51st is rolling onto the runway.
What are weapons restrictions, by the way, this round?
Weapon restrictions is basically for the flanker. There's no weapon restrictions. The flankers can take whatever they want. Basically, the F-15 is restricted to a maximum of 4 AMRAAMs, which is AIM-120B. The AIM-120C is banned straight out. Like no AIM-120Cs in this competition. So for the F-15, you're basically looking at either 4 AMRAAMs and 4 AIM-9s, or 4 AMRAAMs plus 1 or 2
AIM-7.
AIM-7s and the rest AIM-9s.
Russian bias.
Russian. To be honest, I don't think so. I think, like, if you exclude the baguette, and in this competition, the baguette got basically excluded from the balancing discussion because 4 missiles, it's worse than everything. Like, hello. Because basically to balance the Mirage, you have to basically reduce it to semi-active radar homing and AIM-7 and R27 non-E variants only. So I think this is actually the most balanced setup you can run.
And reduce altitude.
The
maximum altitude from Mirage. We have takeoff here.
Yeah.
104 doing almost aerobatic takeoff, almost. Got broken in the back.
I guess I'm following the 51st. We're going to follow the 104th takeoff next time. 51st has their 4-3 ship off the ground with a little wobble here and there, but I guess in general it's fine. Here we have Singleton, another Singleton, another.
Yeah, they spread it much.
Yeah, they're going for like delay takeoff.
They're going cheeky-breaky here. It's not just like that. Yeah.
Openings. Yeah, the 104th is flying a pretty close formation as a 6 ship here. But it's kinda... Yeah, like the first line is very high angle off, but spacing is pretty big. But yeah, I'm not quite sure. They took off basically as 2-3 ships, but I'm not sure they're not really spreading up yet. They're more like they're trying to beat 2 lines of 3, I think. I'm not quite sure which lines that is. Like if that's like 2 parallel lines or like 2 diagonal. Okay, so.
And load ATC is in place, and both teams have the human GCI, right?
I know of the 104th that they have one. I'm not entirely sure on the 51st, but I think they have one too.
Grips and Dexter are doing their thing in the chat.
Camels are yeah, yeah, true. The only valid topic when Flame shows up is camels. That's like, it's science, you can't debate it.
Camels, I don't know the lore about that.
Basically, because Flame is from Egypt, like there's lots of deserts, so you need camels to traverse the deserts. And that basically became, yeah, that became a meme pretty quickly. Camels and pyramids.
51st already into groups. 104 still in one piece.
Yeah, the 51st is going for the usual 2-3 ship approach, which usually breaks up later on into like a 2 ship and the 1 in the back, which basically circles around. 104 staying here as well, two pretty close together flying 3 ships.
I've seen the table and there is like kill to death ratio for 51st is 12. It's like 12 times more than anyone on the table right now after one match, even after 2 matches.
Yeah, the 51st has done a very good job at keeping their pilots alive through the round, and yeah, basically that. I think they have lost a total in, like, they've flown 1 match so far, if I remember correctly, and they have lost in 2 rounds a total of, what was it, 4? I don't remember. Like, it was, yeah, in the first round they did lose no pilots at all, and in the second round they lost 1 up the end, if I remember correctly. Let's see, what's the distance here? The 104 is currently taking a northerly offset from Bullseye. That's another thing. Well, the most SATAL matches we have seen have been like very close to Bullseye. We actually have like a 50 nautical, like it's actually 100 kilometers, but like for all intents and purposes, 50 nautical mile bubble. Like it's a really, when you look at the map, it's like a really big area you can actually fight in. But usually we see it like in a, yeah, 14-mile radius, to be honest. Like when we flew against ITGC, actually, Next and I were running into the, like, running close to violating the bubble in the south, but yeah, usually if you don't go space, like it very much plays out over Bullseye somewhere. And you can already see with the southern 3 ship of the 51st that Malta is like separated and is circling around in the back. Basically 2 in front, 1 Stinger in the back. Same is happening with the northern flight with Frosty Slutcher and Rage now circling around in behind. The 104th is doing 700 knots true at 40,000 feet at the moment. Do they have their burner slit? Yes, they're going for kinetic energy here. They are supersonic, 700 knots.
And the 51st is going for potential energy.
Yeah, like the 104 Furious, I think they're going to count on pushing aggressively in with a lot of speed, trying to get, like, give the first AMRAAMs good PK, while 51st here has a pretty spread out approach, but not too far. It's like actually pretty good spread. Like front line is 12 nautical miles in width, and in depth they are 60 nautical miles, with a middle ship like at 10 nautical miles behind the first line, which is like good separation. We now actually see the 104th, like 1-3 ship is going north, and 1 is still going basically straight west. How fast are they? They're doing 750 knots. That should be roughly, at supersonic, I would say Mach 1.4, 1.5. I would have to check that actually. But I know that like roughly around 1,100, 1,200 is Mach 2, so yeah.
From what I see, I would say that 51st making like cheeky breaky net to catch these guys. Like these 4 fighters will go into BVR exchange. Obviously, maybe they will launch ET, I don't know, but they are setting up thing when they will circle constantly and they will not go on into dogfights. I think they will just change with each other and attack in waves.
We actually have the first missile exchanges. All first row of 51st Fox ER is at very like 25 to 20 miles.
And just to scare them off.
Yeah, actually, like it's still a scare shot, I would say, but at that altitude, with that speed, but yeah, the 104 is diving. They're basically forcing them down. We have from
M7 launches actually.
oh, Stooge could be no, okay, trashed. Stooge could have been in trouble. Like you see, the ERs basically passed him, and they still had like 1,000 knots in terms of airspeed, but he managed to defeat them in the notch, I think. First A120 salvo is pretty much going to run out of energy, I think. What else do we see? Southern 2-ship of the 51st now cold. The northern one is dragging northwesterly direction. Meanwhile, yeah, I think like right now, like the 104 is completely cold. Like at least the 51st has like 2 hot elements in the back. 104 is completely cold now, recommitting 2 or 3. Stooge and Spade are looking for a turn back in.
That was well, that what was I talking about when I was talking about cheeky breaking network between them and attacking in waves. Although this one guy, like this role is for Rage now, he's trying to scare off at least 2 104 guys. I don't know how it will end up for him, but I'm pretty sure he will turn away soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, now.
51st shows that they like you can see like distinct pattern that you have Yaga and Taka in a 2-ship, Sludge and Frosty in a 2-ship, and even if they have like a 4-mile separation or so, they're keeping their vectors very well. Like you can basically see they're basically representing a parallel line in terms of force over ground at all times, pretty much. And you have basically 2 free elements, which is Molta and Rage here in the 51st flights. They're keeping their composure really well. Like, on the 104 side, you can see Knight, Spade, and Fallen basically building one group. But Blackbird, Stooge, and Blaze are basically 3 singletons at the moment.
And it looks like North group fixing on different targets right now. North group of 104 guys. Oh no, okay, they're committing now on Sludger.
Yeah, we have 1 ET, which
It's dangerous actually.
might be... No, I don't think so. I don't think it will reach.
Yeah, Knight is doing some... Yeah. You see it. Or assume at least.
Again, long ER shots, 18 miles. Pretty much defensive shots, but... Yeah, it looks well. 51st, you can really see they're keeping their patterns pretty clean.
Let's see what missiles they have left.
I think it's a bit. You can go through them, but
they spent only half, I think, of BVR stuff.
Yeah, 51st should be definitely good on stores. Okay, we have an exchange here between Rage and Spade, which is now taking place at 7 miles.
Okay, that ET is dangerous, actually. Very dangerous now.
Yeah, but there's like half a metric ton of flares out of the window, so that should be trashed. Yeah, it flew. Oh no! What? Oh, okay. What?
Told you. Russian bias, mate.
I mean, it was rear aspect, and it
Should I sing Anthem now?
Please no. Yeah, there was rear aspect, which can be hard. but it could be that he didn't reduce engine throttle. Like, I think for idle it would have been fine. I guess he wasn't idle. Then the rear
Actually,
short ET can be dangerous. The thing is, the ET, once it gets close, it has actually like better countermeasure rejection than the short range missiles. It's really only at longer ranges, and I mean the engagement range there was about 7 nautical mile head on, so it probably was less than 3 in a rear aspect situation. So I guess it makes sense that it actually found its mark.
looks like
Blackbird might be
is in trouble now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
full
they
burn.
look. This is cheeky bricky net. They caught 2 guys in that net, and now they're like really aggressive against them.
How's the ET looking?
They dodged though.
Okay.
No, they no, it's bad. It's bad. Don't have much speed.
And that that was kind of sad that I switched away. It was like, yeah, it's trashed, and then boom, gone. He was nearly out of energy though. Like I saw
I actually don't believe that in real life. The engine, even if it's afterburning, actually shouldn't be more lighten up in heat seeker camera than flare. Flare should be should like emit more shit for the heat seeker to actually close even the afterburning engine.
Well, the thing
But
is,
I'm not sure.
The thing is basically flares. The thing is rear aspect. The spectrum in which the engine, like the engine metal itself and the hot air emits, is pretty distinctive. Like even with a simple
Danger, Blackbird.
Yeah, I see that. The
Dead.
And we need chaff here, or we might be in trouble. I don't know. I think.
Nice evasion though. Oh, it wasn't for him. It was for Blaze.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, it's not supported there anymore.
Yeah.
It's like just gliding.
Losing speed.
It also wasn't supported anymore. Like all the flights there were cool. There was no radar. But coming back to the flare thingy, like against the engine rear aspect, it's like the engine is pretty distinctive in the IR spectrum, so that's why you can discern it well against flares, even in general. Apart from the power output, obviously, but that's a function of range, so you can't really use that for countermeasure rejection. But like the spectral distribution of an engine in rear aspect is very distinctive. You can discern that pretty well, even with a simple IR seeker. I don't know if Knight here is in trouble or who that missile is for.
No.
No.
I think it wasn't supported.
Yeah, probably.
And now is it ET? No, it's AR. Knight react like instantly to this shot.
Could be that the 104 is running low on stores. I don't know. Knight has.
I would assume that at this moment they almost spent all their BVR loadout.
Knight has still 2 AMRAAMs. Fallen has still 3. Stooge has. Yeah, they're still good on stalls. Blaze also. Yeah, they still have enough. Definitely enough. BVR missiles.
51st, they are more wide now. I think this is better for them to be more wide, to be able to see where the 104th guys are. Like you see in the north, there is 4 of them, so there is possibility for a flank.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the broad approach is a good thing, but because the 104th could decide to push, but like they would, yeah, I don't know. I think it really depends how well you keep your composure. If you do it well, then it has an advantage. Otherwise, it might be dangerous. But yeah, they definitely have this fight under control at the moment. I guess they're communicating well enough to like keep like the bigger forces away from from entering the closer range.
2 ERs. on a knight, and knight again react instantly to those shots.
In case this might be dangerous for Moltar. I'm not sure.
Already
Oh no.
unsupported.
Yeah.
Already unsupported.
Well, the A120 is active.
When he were.
Those would have had the energy to reach, but yeah. Okay, Frosty actually is up in the north, actually singled out. That's not good for him. He has to run now.
Maybe he's luring them.
That could well be the case.
Fallen tried to commit, but no, he's feeling the danger.
Actually, if how's 51st on slots, because I think they're firing more at the moment than 104th is. Tech is down to 2 ETs, 4 R73s. Yaga is down to actually only R73s, completely out of BVR stalls. Slutcher has 1 ER left. Frosty has 2 ERs, 2 ETs left. Rage is, when I get the views right, yeah, 2 ERs, 4 R73s. And Moltar has 1 R27 ER left. Actually, I would say at the moment the favorite.
Oh, it was missile, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought that F-15 disappeared from the map.
No.
Warning. Shot going for the tech. It's aim 7 though. It's slow.
Malta could have a good shot here. Like the ER.
Blackbird is in trouble. He's in trouble now.
Yeah, but he's.
I think he's dead.
I don't know.
No?
The R27
And now he's really in trouble.
Defeated it. But Malta could be in trouble here from Blaze's M120B. Malta is pushing currently. That's. Yeah, but there's Chaff. Depending how high is that the missile, I'm not sure. But yeah, defeated, I guess. Yep.
Yeah, the power of F-15 engines allowing him to do these like evasions on the edge.
Yeah, definitely. And the R27 also has like relatively bad chaff rejection, like easy to spoof with chaff. You're against the ground.
ER shot on night.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a really dangerous boom.
Impact. And yeah, night is out. That's what I think for the ERs is actually the more dangerous shots. It's not really the head-on shots, because like the ER chaff rejection and maneuverability is quite bad. But if you have someone within like kinetics, like the thing is you can reach a cold shot quite a bit longer with the ER than with the other missiles.
There is ET shot on Fallen. I'm not sure you see that.
But I don't think it's going to
It's losing speed though. Yeah, it's losing speed.
We might see some merges here between Stooge and Yaga. This gonna get toasty here.
Holy shit, yeah, this exchange is dangerous.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Okay, Tack dodged that. Yaga's really in trouble. Yeah. There's a missile. What? Okay, this is really going full verbal. Holy, what? Okay. Oh. Things are happening. I'm not quite sure. Oh, what?
Russian bias, man.
Okay, who died? Stooge? Fallen is merged.
Yep.
Okay, sorry stream, that went very quickly. I had no idea what was happening.
Let's look at the Fallen merge.
Yeah, I'm looking at it currently. He has an angle advantage here, and he's 450 knots. He can, I think he's in a good position to win this fight here.
What he have though? He don't have any stores. Oh no, he have MRAM. So
yeah, but he has
he
has M61 shotgun device, and he now traded his speed for angles. And he has, I think,
And
nose authority.
holy fuck!
Radar, nose cone, left wingtip, and there goes the flanker.
And this is a maneuver kill.
Okay.
No, he actually tagged him.
Yeah. The nose cone and left wingtip. And Blaze got hit, and I think it's down, but it was a trade. Now Blackbird versus Tech.
Another trade. They go. What the
Okay, Blackbird got Tech in a head-on shot. Now it's now actually 1v1 versus Sludger versus Blackbird.
Yeah. That was a good head-on engagement.
Well, good head-on engagement.
What was that missile? I think he actually killed the missile with a gun. No.
No, I tried. You can't. What? Okay. Yeah, I guess Blackbird was out of place. I'm not sure, or he didn't see Sludger, but the F-15 is just deciding to not die here. But I think, yeah, Sludger has a 6 and has still an R-73 on his wing, so we should be good here. There comes the kill shot. I guess he's out of flares.
Yeah.
There's actually one thing you can do nowadays with the trees. Because the trees are actually blocking infrared, you can, if it's low enough, if you can get a big enough angle on, you can fly behind a tree and the seeker will lose you and the missile will go dump. But this, like, the engagement was drawn out really long, and I think what happened there is basically 51st. Basically,
51st basically won first round.
But the thing is, what happened, they had to fight under their control for a very long time, and I think that control kind of faded in the end because they ran out of PVR stalls, and if you don't have PVR stalls, you can't really dictate anymore who's going to shoot you and where and when and where they're going to fly. And I think that's why this kind of, like, from 0 to 100 in a couple of seconds, everyone merging and dying kind of happened. That was actually a pretty interesting round. Like the BVR stuff was like, yeah, pretty standard, but like then shit hit the fan pretty quickly.
I missed how Fallen died, actually. I saw he tagged the 51st guy with the guns, and then he was flying away, and then he disappeared. Strange. Maybe he did recommit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was looking in the behind Yaga, and I just saw like missiles coming at him, missiles coming from down up. This is coming from up down behind him, people dying, and I was like, okay, let's rather keep that, let's rather get that footage instead of getting to the map and checking what the fuck is actually happening.
Yeah, that was a really Grossmeister standoff from my point of view. You can't see anything better than this these days in DCSB versus.
Yeah, now Sludger has to still launch his aircraft to actually make that round count, and yeah, but he's like well within range. That's only 27 miles. He's at 15,000 feet, climbing. I think he should be good. Running the engines on 90% RPM. Should be good, to be honest. I'm pretty sure that should be enough. Like, at least.
We already have 42 viewers.
Yes.
Still not enough for that thing I wanted to run, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Lazy fuckers, keep them at least at 60.
Yeah, I think Slutcher should be fine. He's on 20,000 feet, and he is only he's only 18 miles. He has only 18 miles to go. I think that's 30 kilometers. That's probably even glidable. And we still have engine power at 86%. He's not even going idle to already. Yeah, we can already see the airfield. I would say that's 15 to 20. Nah, it's probably, yeah, it's probably 20 plus degrees under the horizon.
And I see he's starting to descend, so
Yeah.
if he would feel any fuel problems, he would stay as high as possible.
Yeah.
Even like at this point, I remember in 104 Rumble match, MiG-15 versus Sabres, I think from this distance, 22.
Yeah, I remember you had to glide or something in your MiG-15,
Yeah, something.
right?
Yeah, I think at the same distance I was gliding MiG-15. It was alright.
Yeah, we engine idle. What's the RPM for engine idle on the flanker?
Hell, I'm not the nerd as you.
God damn it. Gulag now.
Okay, I'm not nerd enough.
The stream is just titling you as the drunk Russian. But
it's Crips, it's not stream, it's Crips.
that's like you can prove it's the same. Yeah, Slutcher's going 370 knots indicated airspeed. He's actually pretty fast here. Extending the air brake, like, even with a go around, he probably could still make that. He probably could still pull in, like, offset to the runway and glide in an inward turn towards it. So, yeah. Unless he catastrophically, with no crosswind whatsoever, manages to flip the plane on landing and his pilot dies, we should be good here.
You have a ping of 220. I think Slutcher is Japanese, is that right? I think he's from Japan, at least.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
All the times I've seen his call sign, there was a Japan flag. Wait, he's playing from Japan, or he's just from Japan and playing somewhere from Europe? Because 220 ping from Japan, it's like surprising.
I think he uses VPN, but I'm not sure. And me failing my
And his right tire actually already broken.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
Probably wasn't takeoff.
Yeah, but he puts it down. That looks good. I doubt he's going to lose control at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, that seals it.
Blanker pizza wheels, just not strong enough. Slutch is Chinese, Citrix is Japanese, the stream says. So we're just terribly racist or incapable. You can decide, lazy. One of them both.
Yeah, even if he's Chinese, I don't think he needs VPN for like join some DCS server.
Yeah.
Probably.
So let me fix the scars here, and one goes to the.
By the way, I'm not drunk yet, but I might be tempted by getting some alcohol in me. Is it allowed to drink on stream?
Sure, we're not on Twitch. We can go full alcohol.
We're on YouTube, where if your video gets closed, you just go and go to their headquarters. Protest.
When we are there already, it's American protest. Humor is getting darker. We're entering the political not correct at all
Yeah,
anymore.
it's edgy. It's edgy. Yeah, just strafe out.
Before we see the server crash, I'm going to change the stream scene, I guess. Was so perfect. I literally transitioned the scene as the server cut out. So it actually fit with the sound of the AWACS cutting out. Can I get an Oscar for like best editing or something, please? Thanks.
Server down.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Let me see your editing. Oh, you said 10 minutes. Holy shit.
It was actually one of the longer rounds. I think the longest round we had so far was it was SF versus the 36. It was the first round. SF was flying with 5 versus 6, if I remember correctly. And one dude doing a lot ATC. And I think the round itself actually lasted an hour. It was just very defensive BVR. Until it went like super aggressive BFM and we saw like 3 gun kills or something in like 5 minutes. It actually was pretty similar to what we saw here in terms of setup. Like it tends to be the longest rounds when like BVR just drags on for so and so long, and then like one side runs out of BVR stores, and suddenly all gets very quickly very hasty.
I wonder if they will change anything for the second round.
Guess we will see the someone's back up.
Nub says he's remember match that took 4 hours in SATAC, but
Oh, and SATAC, yeah, I think that was the
they were allowed to land and refuel.
No, it was actually multiple rounds, and the thing was, in the SATAC setup, we had semi-active radar homing only, and to make it basically as balanced as possible, we had rounds where the flankers flew with ERs, and we had rounds where the flankers flew with Rs, basically giving it an advantage in one round and a disadvantage in the other round, over the AIM-7 and 530. So what happened between Team China and NP, it was, I think, it basically went back and forth over 6 rounds, or 7 actually, if I remember correctly. And because the rule was you had to win 2 rounds in a row, what kept happening is that NP won 1 round, Team China won 1 round. And I think it was, if I remember correctly, it even correlated with the amount of flankers. It was basically the our round was won by the team with the F-15s, which was, I think, even F-15 only, if I remember correctly. And basically, in the round where the ERs were allowed, the other team kept winning the round. So basically, there was no winning condition. They were offered to a tiebreaker round, winner takes it all, with mixed loadout, like a limited amount of ERs or something like. I don't remember the details 100%, but they basically, as we understand, both teams have some kind of mortal rivalry going on between them, so they didn't want that. So it just dragged on for 4+ hours or something. Basically, what's happened, like, I was streaming because we had multiple rounds going at the same time. I was streaming like 1 or 2 other matches at the same time, and I came back, and they were like, "Yeah, the Team China versus MP thing is still going," and I was like, "Okay, why? How? What is even happening?" But yeah, in this setup, in the SATAL setup, we you basically have you have a maximum of 3 rounds. There is no way to have 4 rounds. Like, if one round is won by one team, the other round is won by the other team, then the third round decides it. Basically, best of 3.
Okay, I'm joining the server.
Okay, so both teams are fully joined in, as I see this correctly. Yes. And they're spooling.
I see one F-15 doesn't use 104 skin. Maybe because it's cadet.
You mean the black one of all skin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't have the.
Yeah, you know.
I guess I don't have the bloody thingy installed. With skins, I'm always like, okay, and well, like, what is? Although I have Malta's mod pack installed, wait, let me not.
No, it's Stooge. Stooge, don't use official 104 skin.
Let me see. I think I have Malta's mods installed. I thought they were in that file.
Maybe they updated it.
Maybe too old version on my end, could be. Yeah, I have Malta's mods installed and activated, so I guess the version is too old. I will write a letter of complaint to the party or something. And we have actually one of taxing.
Yeah, Stooge rushing to the runway. Comrades are not too hasty again.
I really wonder, like, when we see the F-18 release, which should be, like, fairly soonish now, actually. Well, like, we have, like, 2 months left or something until end of spring 2018.
End of spring. I'm telling you, like, every word, every fucking screenshot, like, getting into people's laboratory or whatever, and they like dissect every word from ET or Matt like this end of spring.
NSA is a joke against basically. Basically, DCS
counting rivets on screenshots, literally.
But maybe the release date is encoded in like a rivet counting error on the airframe. You never know.
This rain stuff, though, I wonder they will it will be only for F18 at first.
If I remember correctly, they said something like F18 is our testbed, and then they will basically backport it to other modules or something like that, or make it available, something like that. Meaning, if the effect itself is not very specialized, it should be probably enough to just have the geometry of the cockpit glass and basically throw it at DCS and say, please render raindrops for me, thanks.
Yeah, I was out of the loop like for a month, for the like last month, or maybe even more. I was doing voiceovers for a campaign, so soon you will have a possibility to have me bitching at you in the campaign.
Nice.
And like it's fun at the start, but it's really hard work actually if there is like really a lot of them.
Yeah, voiceovers, like getting them right tone wise and etc. etc. It's like, and you have to listen to yourself like over and over again to check if you got it right. Like, yeah, it's definitely work. There's a reason it's a profession.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think the F18 is shaping up pretty nicely from what we see so far. And the question is basically, since they said it won't have the AMRAM on release, and we have, why is it dropping frames? There's literally no bloody reason for this. What?
I'm running all right.
Yeah, the thing is, like, my upstream technically is as well, like, it's not saturated, but, like, for some reason, I have no idea. Like, I'm already running 7,500 and I have, like, 15 meg upload. So, I'm sorry for the frame drops, but I quite literally, am not sure why this is happening. And the thing is, it's only, like, it was completely fine until now. And there's no more outgoing traffic than usual, so, yeah, I'm really not sure.
You need more RAM.
I already have 64.
Problem solved.
I
You
already
need more. Take 256.
256 gigabytes of RAM. God damn it. Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know. But I guess we're fine again. Oh. Dropping a lot.
I'm looking at stream right now and I don't see any frame drops. On the other hand, maybe I got used to like 40 to 30 frames per second.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and it stopped. Because reasons unknown. Weird. Very weird. But yeah, basically what I wanted to get to all the time was, like, if we're going to see people fly the F-18 in SATAL with AIM-7s only. I think there's a pretty strong probability I'm going to do that, because unless you space in the Mirage, like, A, the F-18 has better countermeasure systems, you can take more flares, you have more missiles, you have better radar, you have better avionics in general, like... I mean, we will see how it is with, like, how's it called? How the endurance looks with a centerline tank in the setup, like, but since the range is pretty short, it should be fine. But I basically expect also the multiplayer environment to basically look like people fly the Hornet, people figure out it doesn't have AMRAMs, people fall back to stuff that has AMRAMs.
Well, I think F-18 would need some testing period for sure before you include it anywhere. 104 is doing some rearranging before entering runway.
Did they use quick sort or insertion sort? Let me monitor my upstream more closely, but I'm pretty sure it's not upstream related. Yeah, I'm using like a third of my upstream with the current bandwidth.
Oh, wait a sec. This is a different formation right now. Two guys separated from 4 ship on 104 side. So they are bringing something different now.
Yeah, it looks more traditional, like 2 ships or something.
Okay, while they're waiting, I will go out for a minute and take something.
Gotta be. I could grab the elevator music, and I'm actually tempted to do it. Let me see, can I cue it fast enough? Oh. Bad life. No elevator. Can I? Okay, no I can't, sad. Unity missed. So, 104 taking off here. Much engine, such thrust. Actually pretty close. Yeah, that's actually looking pretty nice. F2 on the left and right on the right, and let's rearrange our flight thing. A line actually. Pretty legit. New system, I love you too. Thanks. Actually, also a pretty nice picture. Having the first flight and basically in focus. Second flight taking off.
Okay, I see they took off.
Yes, in a Bliati full way.
I'm ready now.
I'm ready now, opens the beer. Okay, so 51st again, 2-3 ships. 104 this time, more distinctively from this. No, what? Oh, 1-2 ship, 1-3 ship, 1 a singleton. I don't know. Probably Spade and Fallen catching up to Knight, or it's actually some kind of tactical contraption.
51st has 2 trailers. So it's similar to the first round, I think. Although 2 guys in the back keeping together.
Yeah, it looks like at the moment the 104th is like basically a 3-ship with a singleton attached to it and the 2-ship in the back. '51st is doing the same time, I guess. 2 3 ships currently laterally extending. Probably going, yeah. And
only now 51st going from north of the bullseye.
you mean
Yeah, it's east, but on the first round they were approaching like 30 kilometers south
okay.
from their current position. Oh, you see 104th splitting and getting it wide. 2 guys in the back and the 4 guys in the front. So basically, they're doing the same thing 51st did in the first round.
Not entirely, but kind of. Thing is, with 104th, the distance is just the back ship and the the behind the brain angst. The flights which were further behind for 51st were like A216 series. Probably of some consideration to their tactical setup, but I don't think like it has any. 51st is basically already set up. Separation between front flight and back, 12 miles.
Yeah, 51st keeping it together. I wonder when they will go wide.
I mean, they already have the same separation as last time, roughly 10. I really should play elevator music while the flights are still just like running at each other, just like stuff's gonna take time.
We have boring chat actually.
Yeah, chat is not even like doing anything mean. I don't even have to moderate you guys. You're way too tame. I probably shouldn't have said that. Oh, like at least I will have something to do, I guess.
Maybe creeps will activate now.
You will probably say something about the F-16 to trigger me or something. Like that's what he usually does.
F-16.
F-16 is gonna be
You
here
don't.
soon. You can feel the F-16. You can feel the empty fuel tanks already. All the broken landing
What do you think
gear.
about F-16 in DCS?
DCS, I don't really get why we need an F-16 if we have an F-18. For like gameplay purposes, F-16, like I mean, they even like the lightweight fighter program, the YF-17 and the YF-16 both originated from that. The YF-17 is basically like the predecessor of the F-18 in a way. Like the F-18 is basically, oh, the Navy now also needs a lightweight fighter. We take back YF-17, like crank it to 11, and boom, we have an F-18. So, like they are like pretty similar. Like obviously they have differences. Like the F-16 is a way more capable energy fighter, but the F-18 can do carrier ops, and we have the first engagement here at 30 nautical miles. Really long, there's context, but like it has a very similar role. So from gameplay purposes, I would rather see something which is like unique and has like different appliances than like a multi-role 4th-gen fires AMRAAMs, releases JSRs and JDAMs type thingy has MFDs. You know what I mean?
Oh wait, 51st are blue now.
Yeah, you managed to notice that now.
Like blue.
Didn't you?
Like F-15 can't be red in my mind. Like even the IL-2, there is a setting. USSR always red. I use that.
Basically, BVR shots from the 51st already trashed. But return fire also probably fine. Blaze actually has a ET. You know, ET doesn't see it. I guess ET didn't acquire. So he actually. Another very long shot from Moltar supporting Tech and Yaga, Cold threatening Blackbird. But they, to be honest, they are pretty much. Yeah, I'm sorry for the microphone. It like depends in which direction I'm talking. I will try to. I'm trying to mitigate it, but yeah, it's well. Microphone arm OP 5 million displays, but I'm trying to
I hear
compensate.
you all right, no problems.
Yeah, should be fine. Okay, it seems like the 104 was doing kind of more organized thing here with a 3-ship grinder.
Wait, R73 shot? What?
I think that either was a mistake. I guess that was a
And now
mistake.
ET going.
A double ET shot on 9 that might like. I'm not a fan of double ET shots on people, but I guess like comms can get. Yeah, it's trashed. Flares, all the flares.
Knight reacts pretty well on all the shots.
Yeah, definitely.
Surprising for me because he was like hauling rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong. I mean, no offense. Like I love his streams with the 737. Although I don't watch them too long because like airliner flights are boring. But he's doing some hours, different airframes.
Yeah, definitely.
But they are usually big airliners, and he reacts at ERAT shots pretty instantly.
Yeah. That's the thing, like, ETs are good against people who are oblivious to their surroundings. But against people who actually look outside the window and say, like, okay, there's a smoke plume there. It's not a bird, it's probably an ET. I should press the flare button to instantly defeat.
I think they assume ET
Yeah,
at
you
a
also,
certain
yeah.
distance.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, we saw that, I believe, I don't remember in which match it was, like, one team, like, had a lot of ETs coming through the cloud cover, which is like magic in the first place because water vapor tends to be pretty absorbent towards IR radiation, but let's not go there. Like ETs already motor off coming through the clouds and people not expecting them. Like it was pretty like it was like all the ETs on the planet scored the kills that round.
Okay, fast shots with ERs on Blackbird. And that's actually dangerous if it's 4 a.m.
It's not supported anymore.
Yep.
It was already outside gimbal limits. Both sides really careful here.
Another
ET
cheeky
shot
breaky
on
ET.
Cheeky breaky shot on Spade.
And it's fast, although he dropped flares. Yep.
Yeah, impacted behind him. Cool. I think the 51st has an opportunity here for us half flanking maneuver. Okay, we have 2 ET shots. One at the one at Blackbird is trashed. Knight might be in trouble. Yup,
maybe.
Boom.
Yep.
Yeah, burner on. That was. Yeah, and now Yaga is flanking in from the south, but he needs the support from his teammates, otherwise he will get flanked himself to the left. But he has a very good shot on Blackbird. Blackbird is pretty singled out here.
AER is fast and
yeah, but it's already dumb. Yeah, I was like looking behind the missile just goes somewhere, but like not towards the target. But if one of four fasts are failing to actually support Blackbird here, this will get really here comes the missile.
Dangerous shot.
Yeah, and he's really in trouble.
Cocked.
Boom. And F-15 down. That could have been really prevented by the 104. Like Blackbird, like Yaga had a wide open left flank.
Yeah, that's surprising. Nobody support Blackbird.
So actually now 51st in the number advantage, 6 versus 4. That's very significant. Like, local air superiority, OP as fuck. So, yeah. Ah, yeah. When you use the ruler, you can't. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I kind of forgot that. I will try to remember that. So currently engagement, like furthest, like basically front runners are like 12 miles apart. ER shot from Slutcher at Spades 9 miles, but that's already unsupported. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they will have some short break right now between engagements.
Yeah, I sometimes really like. I'm confused by semi-active shots, which are like literally not even supported for like 5 seconds or something. I'm sometimes a little bit confused by them. Like, I get defensive shots, you just break at some point and be like, oh, okay, whatever. But, yeah.
Again, R73 plus ET. I don't get that.
Yeah, me neither. But it's spoofed anyways, because flares. Yeah, it's true. 104 is looking a little bit chaotic here at this point. Basically, the only advantage you can draw, if you can draw any from lower numbers versus your adversary, is that you have, like, basically shorter communication links. And you have to capitalize on that and make, like, basically play the enemy's bigger number to organize against them, but, like, it's hard. It's hard. And like that, name 7 shot from 10 nautical miles on a cold bandit. I'm not entirely sure what that's to achieve here.
I guess it's just, there was some time after the start, and there is like a limit to human brain capabilities, and the guys they need to calculate a lot of things right now, and morale is low because they lost 2 guys, and maybe some like emotions overcoming them, and
Yeah, sure.
these shots happen.
The stress is high in these things. That's
Like
true.
I fly MiG-21 for 3 years or whatever. In MiG-21, you like samurai. You know what samurai do? They always think about death. Oh, this ER shot though.
Yeah, Stooge might be
It's okay.
too fast, yeah.
So in
The second one,
MiG-21,
this follow-up
it's
might
like
be dangerous.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
It's fast, but Stooge is gaining speed. Yep.
Yeah, it impacted to the left of him. I heard it. Lol. Fallen here is in trouble though. Spoof though. Oh, it's no merge. Okay, no merge. Slutcher gave up a 6 there if Fallen finds him, but Fallen needs. This is getting close again, but I think this time 51st is in much better shape. And who is that A120? I think it's on X-Man, and it hit the ground. And Fallen is in trouble.
Yeah, he's in danger now.
Yeah, chap. Oh, ouch.
I actually didn't see that ER on F10 map.
I saw it in game view. Was rear aspect. That was the problem basically. And Stooge is defeating all the missiles by employing the slightly cheesy I fly so low that the ERs can't select me because it's semi-active radar homing. Holy shit, this is some next level shit here. Can he get... And here goes a missile and it hits the tree.
Wait. He launched 2 missiles and hit the tree, but yeah, gun killed by Stooge. Nothing surprising here.
Yeah, but he's in trouble now from the left-hand side. And boom.
Oh. Yeah, this is too much for one plane.
Yeah, traded though. And cost him missiles, but like now Spade is like in a whole, a whole lot of. And now it's like 1v5. don't want to be in Blaze's place right now. Actually, kind of merge distance here.
Cheeky GWS shots.
Yeah, Crips out. Not. I thought Tiger was going to use low attack Fallen. Oh, lost our 7th man. Okay, yeah, that's unfortunate. I think he's out of flares, I don't know. No, he's not. Can he get another trade here? Oh, close. And boom. He managed to... Yeah. Only slightly on fire and, like, smoking. And yeah.
Oh, this is last stand here.
Yeah, I definitely will. Jeez. Yeah, I guess that concludes this round, pretty much, because I doubt that all 5 of them will run out of fuel. Slotcher has 2 R73s left. Malta has 1 R73 left. I'm failing with the view controls, because, well, why not? Okay, attack is actually completely clean. X-Man has 1 R73 left. The AWACS has no R73s or ERs left. Yeah, I guess. And Yaga has actually 3 R73s left. So yeah, basically they're leaving this fight with R73s only.
And this will benefit their kill to death ratio table.
Most important thing in team kill to
me.
dash.
That's me.
Minus stats me, exactly. That's how you get good at DCS. Type
Yes.
minus stats me more often. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's going to be the match for today when after they land.
Ask them to do a formation landing.
can try to get the overhead brake this time.
Oh no, they split it 2 and 3. 205 ship formation landing, guys.
Okay, so I guess I will place myself in the middle of the runway somewhere.
So, but you know, F-16 is iconic. triggering you again.
F-16 is iconic in the way that they built 4,500 of them, and it's so cheap everyone bought it.
Like MiG-21.
Basically, it's a MiG-21 of the Western world. Actually, good one. Actually fits. Let me use my telescope here. Maximum magnification, Lil. Who's going to get there first? I think it's going to be this flight, I'm pretty sure at least.
But F-18, F-16, you know, they are coming, but have you seen J-11? This is what will enter this SATAL, SATAC, whatever scene, because it's FC3 and it's basically a flanker with AMRAAMs.
Well, R-73s are much worse than AMRAAMs, to be honest. Even a lot worse than
You
the
know,
Atomic B.
R-77s.
Yes.
You know that, well,
it's basically R-73 with octave.
It was 6 or 7 months ago, I can't recall right now, when I was testing R-77s. And if you launch 2 of them at the same target, they will actually hit each other on the way to the target.
Yep, they have a relatively big proximity fuse, that's true. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here, because I'm currently focusing on the 2-ship, but it could be that the... I would expect the 2-ship to break. Well, the 3 blah blah blah. I would expect the 2-ship to break, overhead break first, and then the 3-ship. Not really sure.
3-ship is too fast. I don't think they will land, actually. Maybe they will just pass.
Oh, they're going for it straight in approach. Oh, no overhead break. But yeah, I don't know. I would rather, like, what would I like to see from ED? I don't know, something else. Like something which is not 4th gen MFD, radar, AMRAAM, JDAM. Yeah, something which has more uniqueness to it.
What they do in break. Still, I don't know, but it's basically Su-27, but plus 1 missile. More, you know.
Ah, you mean J11?
More options, yeah.
Yeah, J11 definitely, yeah, sure. I was talking about F-16, still triggered.
Still triggered. And the Iron...
What? Now the 3-ship is... What? 51st, what are you doing? I'm confused by this on so many levels. What is even happening? Now the 3-ship is dropping in...
They did break to lose the speed.
So now the 3-ship, but I only see 2 of the 3-ship. What is the third? What is this? What is this? What? It's kind of interesting that it worked out, but it looked a little bit messy.
Almost same interval.
Yeah.
That's alright.
Yeah, definitely. I was just kind of confused because I did expect more overhead breaks, like you prepare for a nice overhead break to cover it and shit, and then it's just like, nobody overhead breaks.
So this J11, they said it will go in DCS at the next patch. And I wonder, like, will the teams in SATAL be allowed to include that? or not, or the like roster is already finished, and until the league will be finished, nobody can change anything.
To be honest, I would expect the R77 to be allowed under the same limitations as the AMRAAM, because the AMRAAM is basically still in all situations, pretty much in all situations, except in the situations where you definitely want to use an AIM-9 instead, a better missile. Like, it has straight, it has longer range, and even after maneuvering it has better, like, it conserves the energy better than the R77. Basically what the R77 brings to the table for the flanker is a short range active. So I mean, I don't know, but I would expect that it's basically allowed under same limitations as the AMRAAM, because it's really not any better than the AMRAAM. So yeah, I guess that concludes this match, pretty much. Let me update the scores, although I don't know if we actually need it. I mean, they're actually all running. Just for the record, 50 was second round. So yeah, I guess that's SATAL week 9, if I'm not mistaken. I thank you, Lazy Seal, for being the quota Russian on my stream and joining me with the commentary.
Anytime when I'm not busy.
Anytime when I'm not busy. Okay, I will remind you of that. So I guess I'm going to close the stream now. Everyone on the stream, thanks for watching. Next week, I guess we're going to be back on Malta's channel on Twitch. You can follow the statistics and stuff on splash1gaming/merch. And this has been your SATAL Week 9. See you the next time, I guess. Bye bye.